What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel today. Today we're going to be looking at the Best of Europe competition that has recently been dropped on sorare. And for those of you guys that don't know, this is a completely free to play side of sorare, and they've sort of been churning out this content recently with the warm-ups and things like that really cater to the new users. So if you guys aren't on sorare already today, well, now is probably a great time to be joining, to be participating in these competitions like this that again is completely free to play, guys. So if you guys aren't on sorare already, then obviously you can use my link in the description below to sign up. And yeah, so I think as well, if you sign up at the moment, you get like a free card or something as well. So that's always good, a good incentive to want to sort of start joining and playing along now. So this is the competition that is being run at the minute, and as you can see, there's some really cool prizes. And the thing that really is great about sorare is it gives you like once in a lifetime opportunities, and like things that obviously other things like FPL and stuff don't really like get to provide you with. So for example, here you can see you're pretty much building a team to try and get a really high score to get some cool prizes, like for example here, once in a lifetime experiences, fly with the best. So this is flying with the AC Milan team on their way to the game against Real Madrid. Imagine how like just crazy that would be, like just flying with the team. And yeah, just mad. And then obviously you got El Clasico tickets, best of Calcio games, so Calcio A games, so Napoli Milan games and things like that. So obviously it's going to be very hard to win these top end prizes, but this is what I'm building the video here today, guys, is to sort of give you an insight into some of the players that I probably would pick, or players that I recommend that you should have a look at. And yeah, hopefully get you guys you know in with a shot of flying with the AC Milan team or winning that top prize. So yeah, if you have a look through the rest of the blog, there's not too much more information. It's pretty much, yeah, just submit your lineups and hope that you come in the in the top echelon of prizes. So with that being said, I wanted to sort of look at some of the choices and things that you could be or the lineups that you could be making pretty much in this competition. So we'll look on to the first week here. So if we click on here, you can see the lineups are here, and you can see I've already built mine. So I'm going to open it now and show you guys what I've gone with. And it, as boring as it is, I've actually just gone with a full Galatasaray stack. Now, obviously don't copy me, guys. Do your own research and your own judgment as to who you want to pick. But yeah, I'll explain why I wanted to go Galatasaray. Obviously, the fixture is very favourable, and I feel like Galatasaray are really going to be attacking this competition. So I've gone with Galatasaray. I will show you some of the other lineups of the teams that I think is a good idea, or a good road to go down. So here is the sort of predicted lineup for Galatasaray, and obviously this is subject to change. This video is coming out just before, sort of like a day before deadline, so this could change. And obviously, if Dries Mertens is more likely to start, or Osimhen, I would love to have one of them in that sort of this selection I picked here. But yeah, I've gone with all of the players that are sort of like nailed to start, and I just see a really good performance from Galatasaray. I could be completely wrong. It's probably better to mix and match, which I might end up changing. Having a look at some of these teams, so I like Arsenal's fixture. Obviously, they're playing Shakhtar Donetsk at home. Yeah, I think you could put probably Rice as probably a decent shout, but a lot of these players are in to rotate. I like David Raya for sure. Probably could go Saliba as well. So yeah, alternatively, you could go something like this, guys. Take these out. It's probably a decent shout actually to go with Raya. I might even go with him myself. And then maybe Saliba. So if we get pull this squad up here, Saliba's the only one nailed, but yeah, Arsenal defense is a bit like, I actually rate their defense, but obviously Saliba's sent off in the Premier League, but that won't affect this competition for this game week. Calafiori's decent, but if he's only 60%, it's like, do you risk it? You probably just go Saliba because it's like pretty nailed on start. You don't really want to risk anyone else. Um, Yeah, wouldn't really go. Maybe you would go Rice, but wouldn't really risk the others because at 60% you don't really want to risk it, right? Um, so yeah, I'll probably go a couple of Arsenal players because obviously their fixture is great. Couple of Galatasaray. Here's the lineups if you guys need. And then last but not least, or probably would say, yeah, the Spurs game is a good one for sure. Players like Sarr, who are nailed to play, Dragusin, obviously a great player. Weird one with Richarlison, Solanke. I've been debating this on stream a little bit. Mikey Moore looks good, but it's all just a bit risky with these like top end Premier League clubs playing against lesser sides. Is like obviously the rotation's going to be there. For a lot of these. I think obviously Man City is a great matchup as well, but with Pep Roulette, really hard to pick. I would show you the Man City predicted, but it's unfortunately not out yet. But again, so pretty much the whole idea of the video is I wanted to show you guys some of the fixtures that I would be going for, aiming for in this competition. So it doesn't really matter the player you pick because obviously it's down to your discretion. This is where your manager skills come into play. Who do you know? Like who have you seen playing that you think is good? But I would just say if I was you guys, I recommend going for these fixtures: Galatasaray, Arsenal, Man City, Spurs, and then picking the players in them lineups that you think are going to do well. Obviously, don't copy me like obviously what I'm doing because then you're not going to because I'm going to submit my lineup before you, so you're not going to beat me at least. So yeah, if you want to go for the top prizes, you want to be looking at this and picking out the players that you like the look of. So for me, for example, I could be persuaded to pick a Bergval because I really like Bergval, and I might even add him. So yeah, another thing I will say for the lineups, guys, is you can add a limited card. For those of you guys that are new to sorare, limited it pretty much means you've paid for that card, but you can only have maximum of one. But obviously, the advantage you get from that is a 20% boost, which is nice. So that does incline me to put in here like someone like a Bergval, who yeah could score well. I might even put him in just for the extra 20%. But yeah, so if we move on to this is sort of the second iteration of the competition. So if you guys don't know how to access that, you can just go into this page. So you go onto the main screen here, Best of Europe, and then you can edit your lineup here. And then these are sort of the players that I picked out. Again, this is just looking at the fixtures, the ones that I like the look of. Obviously, Man City against probably the worst team in the Premier League, Southampton. You have to think that Ederson's definitely going to play. Gvardiol potentially gets rotated, but for me, he's the best defender on the platform, so really hard to not pick him, especially when he's playing Southampton. Haaland, he's not scored in the last two games, so probably going to score like a triple hat trick knowing him. And then Bayern have just been in flow state, like recently, just free flowing goals galore. So yeah, I've gone kind of with a Bayern slash Man City mix for the second iteration of this competition. Kimmich has been performing brilliant recently, and Kane is on the penalties and things like that. So if Bayern are scoring, it's very likely that Kane is going to be the one bagging for them. Alternatively, looking at other sort of fixtures in this week. Sorry, trying to get past all of my. I probably should just change this, shouldn't I? That would be the smart thing to do. But yeah, looking past them fixtures, you've got Stuttgart at home. Obviously, you've got players like Mittelstadt, um, uh, Undav, and people like that. You could go for that road. Um, yeah, I don't, Marmouche is on fire recently. I had a bit of a mare. I did have his classic card and sold him before the season. What a silly mistake. Palmer obviously hasn't been performing too well recently, but he's at home. Newcastle usually don't play that good away. He's going to be rested for the midweek, so Palmer is a great option. Definitely one to think about here. Potentially could put him in for Kane. Rafinha's been on fire recently as well. Saka's a little bit more of playing Arsenal, so wouldn't go there. And then you've got obviously mainly the Bayern Munich boys. Bayern are away from home, but they're just scoring. Honestly, I feel like they're just scoring the most goals recently. These players could get rotated midweek. Bayern because they're playing against or who are they playing? They've got a decent fixture. Who are they playing? Barca. That's it. So there is a chance I could change this. Obviously, after this video comes out, like probably sensible to put a player like Palmer in here. To be fair, which I probably do now. But yeah, um, like Kimmich could get rotated, Kane could get rotated because obviously a tough fixture. Palmer won't because obviously he's not even registered for the midweek, which is nice. So yeah, actually probably best to put a player like Palmer in. To be fair, but yeah, obviously it's down to your discretion, guys. Like you will know the players to be putting in here. But the one bit of advice I would be saying to you guys is look at the fixtures and like realistically, if you've got like for example, you're not going to be putting Southampton players in against Man City because the fixture just isn't there. So even if you think that's the one thing I will recommend is even if you really like a player but the fixture isn't favourable, I probably would just go with the player that has a more favourable fixture because 9 times out of 10, especially if you're new to sorare and you don't notice it, players like obviously can have big games, but the AA and things like that are really affected in big games. So yeah, so a team like this is probably a good one to go for. Obviously, you guys can pick the players that you want to, but I just really would focus on the fixtures if I was you, and like go for the teams that are more likely to win, like your Man Cities, your Bayern Munichs, and things like that. And then last but not least, I don't actually believe it's going to let me. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why, if it's just a me thing, but it doesn't let me edit the last one, but again, that's 7 days away, so it's very likely to change. But if you guys are struggling with any things like this, all of the information you can see is just in this best of Europe, and you can see like so here the grand prize or whatever is to win the fly with AC Milan, 2 Premier League tickets, official club jersey, sorare cards, like things like that. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not silly. I know there's 40k people, probably going to be 50k people that enter this, and obviously top 10 is the only payout, but it's for free. You enter it for free, and obviously there's other things to do in pro with like warm ups and things like that that is all for free, which I think is a great direction. It's like a step in the right direction for sorare to really be focusing on like the new people that are coming in and give them things like this to do, which is just nice in an FPL game, isn't it? Like being able to reward people that is for free. You don't have to pay anything to enter this, which I think is the main sort of selling point. And obviously, if you're a great manager, you back yourself to finish top 10 in 40k people. I mean, obviously, like there is an element to sort of like luck in a sense that your players have to play well all at the same time in that game week, but we're all playing with the same like level playing field, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think the biggest takeaways I would say from this video, guys, is to definitely really look at the fixtures, think about, maybe even get a little scouting list. Depends how much time you want to put into things like this, but like maybe get a little list of the fixtures, list of the players you like, and really have a look into it and really dive into the players that you think are going to perform well and not. Like I said, this is probably something like what I'm going to go with, but obviously don't copy me. Do your own thing. If I just scroll to my team here, so I'm probably going to go with. I probably will go like looking at the second thoughts. I probably will go with a differential because don't want to go full Galatasaray because what if there's someone that's entered that has a full Galatasaray with one limited? So I probably will put like a player like Bergval or someone like that I have laying around in here just to differentiate myself to the Galatasaray stack. Um, but yeah, and then obviously for the next one, I'm probably going to go with something like this as well. But yeah, subject to change, of course, because if Palmer gets injured like a day before or whatever, then that's just obviously I'm going to take him out. But yeah, so hopefully you guys come up with some great squads. Let me know in the comments if there's anyone I'm missing because that there's probably someone I've forgot about in this video. There's hundreds of players, of course, and I'm only one person. So drop in the comments like the player that you recommend the most to be even if so team one. You can refer to this one as team one. Team 2 would be this one, and then Team 3 would be the Serie A. So if you guys have any suggestions, even to help other people, like you can reply to the other people in the comments and let them know why that player might be a good or a bad pick, then yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. I really appreciate all the support on the channel. It's been brilliant recently. And yeah, if you can leave a like, subscribe if you're new, I'd appreciate that, of course. And I'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.